Hi, I'm PJ. This is Matt.
Hey.
We're professors here at UAH who teach senior design. You have been volunteered by your teachers this semester to work with us on a project called InSPIRESS. Matt, what does InSPIRESS stand for?
InSPIRESS is the innovative system project for the increased recruitment of emerging STEM students.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
Sure is.
You too, this semester, will become just like us, NASA geeks, and you'll be able to speak in these acronyms like crazy.
But PJ, what is InSPIRESS anyway?
I'm glad you asked, Matt. Let's see.
I can edit. This is good. Let's keep going.
Okay. The InSPIRESS challenge is to design and develop an autonomous payload to go on a NASA planetary science mission. So basically your job is to create this payload that's going to ride with us to Venus, because that's where we're going this semester, right, Matt?
Mm-hmm. Yep, Venus.
Yep. So your job, because the college kids that we work with, their job is to create the spacecraft. Your job is to hitchhike. You're the hitchhiker. And so you're going to come up with this payload, and we'll describe what a payload is after a while. You're probably at this point going, why am I in this class? But you're going to work on a payload with us and design and develop it, and that will stand with us. So what does that mean? What are you going to do? Well, the first thing you're going to do is determine the purpose of your payload, right? Your scientific purpose. We call it the science objective. At NASA, we just can't go places for the fun of it anymore. You know, we used to do that, and that's kind of boring now. Plus, we're poor. So we got to make sure when we go somewhere that we know why we're going. We just can't be engineers and just engineer something and go, look how pretty it is, like the iPhone. No, we got to get up with something and make sure we know what we're doing. So the first thing you're going to come out of the bat with is what's your science objective? And you're going to have a riveting video by Matt here, because all of you can obviously see he's such a great actor.
Yep.
You will look at a video by him in a few weeks. Get ready for the snooze pills. And so you'll figure out what your science objective is, hopefully from that list. Second thing you're going to do is understand the engineering design process. In theory, he and I teach engineering design here at UAH. So hopefully we can teach you a little bit about it as well. Okay? So you're going to baby step it. It's not like we're going to go design this thing, bye, we'll see you at the end of the semester. No. What we're going to do is sit down with you every other week, because the other weeks you're actually going to see us on video. So much fun there, I know. And so you're going to sit down and baby step the process, okay? And so we'll take you through it step by step by step. And at the end, ta-da, you'll have a payload, okay? The last thing you're going to do is probably the most important thing, because several of you are watching this video right now going, I am not going to be an engineer. That's okay. That's all right? There's other people needed in this world besides engineers. We're just here because it's an engineering payload, and he and I are engineers. But you're going to learn the importance of what are called the soft skills in engineering, okay? That's teamwork. You're going to be on a team. If you haven't already heard from your teacher, you're going to be divided into teams within your class, unless you're in a small class and only got one team. So you're going to be in different teams. You've got to learn how to work together. And that's a big thing in life, right? We designed on purpose this project to where no one person could do it on their own. You could, but you'd probably be dead by the end of the semester. So don't do that, right? So delegate, divvy it up, right? And so what that means is you have to start trusting each other, you know? I don't like to trust him, but I have to do it. Believe me, it ain't fun. So you got to learn how to do that, right? And you're also going to learn that you have very different personalities. And so play to your strengths, right? My strengths are not his strengths, believe me.
Mine
right?
are better.
Yeah, sure, right. We'll go with that. You'll find out what his are really quickly. So that's the point, is the team has to work together. You got to learn how to trust each other and do this together, all right? Because your mission is way too big for you to do by yourself. Second thing, you're going to present, right? Hopefully better than what we're doing right now. But you're going to present to people. You're going to present to UAH students when your design reviews come up during the semester. And then the ultimate thing is at the end of the semester, you will come here to UAH, actually in the building I'm in right now, Shelby Center.
This room too.
One of these will be in this room. And you'll present to a professional board of people, okay? These are people in the local Huntsville community from the Army, NASA, where else?
DOD,
yeah, everywhere else around in local Huntsville. They'll come together and you have to present to them, okay? So if you like presenting, you're like, yes. If you don't like presenting, you're going, oh no, I don't want to do this. Tough luck. You're going to get over it and you'll be fine. He hates presenting, but he's up here, he has to do it anyway. Okay? That's the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Last thing we're going to make you do is reporting, writing, right? You're right now in an engineering or a physics class, more than likely. And so you're going, I did not know there was any English in here. But yes, there is. You know, that's the way life goes. I hate to tell you. I mean, we're in engineering, and we still have to write too, so you can do it too. So we're going to make you write some reports. You'll write a little report about halfway through the semester that the UH students will look at. Then you'll write a big one, the payload concept proposal is what we call it. And it'll be at the end of the semester. And that's how you're going to communicate to the UAH team what you have done. Matt and I will see you all semester long. So we'll be going, oh, look at the little kiddies, they're going so good, right? But if you can't write it in this paper to UAH doesn't know it exists, okay? So these are very important life lessons for you in this soft skills area. Because no matter what you become, engineer, scientist, cake baker, I don't know, what else? You've got to be able to speak to people. This is the big thing in life, right? You got to be able to communicate through writing, and you got to work together with people because you can't do things on your own anymore. So no matter what you do, these soft skills, or I call them the life skills of life, you will be using these no matter what, okay? So that's what InSPIRESS is all about. So, before we even began the semester with you, we talked to the UAH IPTs, and we got them to give you resource from them, okay? So they have a spacecraft that they're designing, and they are giving you part of it to work on, okay? So these are your constraints. These are your payload constraints. We also call them your project requirements, which is what will come up as we continue through the semester, okay? The first one is 5 kilograms of mass we will give you, okay? Right now, that's the limit that you're going to have. If you want more, you'll have to ask a little bit later on, and you'll have to justify it to them. But right now, you've got 5 kilograms. These are guaranteed. You also have a volume of 44 by 24 by 28 centimeters, okay? That is a box, a standard box of 10 ring box of paper, okay? We chose this box because that's prevalent in high schools, right? So you can go find one. Go out of the copy machine and go, that's the box. Okay, that is the box that you must be within when you're inside our spacecraft. We call that the stowed configuration, okay? Once you leave, because we make you, you're autonomous. That means we kick your butt out once you, can I say butt? Yeah, I can say butt. Kick your butt out of the spacecraft once we get to Venus. You get to open up. We call it the unstowed, right? Stowed, unstowed. This makes sense. Unstowed version, right? And you can be as big as you want, okay? Whatever you want to make. Make yourself glitter, I don't care. But you can be as big as you want. But when you're at UAH, inside the UAH spacecraft, you stay all nice and snuggled, okay? Inside that little volume. The next thing you have to do, you got to survive the environment, okay? Like I said before, we're going to take you to Venus, and then we're going to throw your butt out, okay? Your job then is to survive that environment, okay? Is that environment harsh at Venus, Matt?
Venus is rough.
It's a bad neighborhood.
We'll talk about it in a minute. Venus is probably the worst planet imaginable.
Yeah, so, sorry, that's where we're going. Tough luck, you have to deal with it. So, survive the environment. But, you ain't got to survive it forever, okay? You just got to survive it long enough to conduct your science mission, conduct your science objective, and then die quietly, okay? That's another thing we'll talk about in a minute. So that kind of leads to the last one. You cannot do any harm to the main spacecraft, to the UAH spacecraft. No. Do not go rogue. No, that's not going to help. Do not go terrorist on us. Nothing, okay? Inevitably, at the end of your project, you want to go, boom, I'm done, right? Go out with, a fireworks display, whatever. No, right? Your job is to survive long enough to conduct your mission and then die quietly. This is not, I'm not saying you, I'm saying your payload, okay? This is a big deal. So, payloads must just die quietly. Just go to sleep and never wake up, right? That's perfect, okay? So, we'll show you over here on the right side of this presentation. You can see some payloads from the past. These are all in CAD. We will give you Solid Edge ST6, Solid Edge ST6 for free if you want to use that. You can just sketch it by hand, whatever, but you can see kind of what they do and how they do it, right? And so there's a lot on the InSPIRESS website, which I would encourage you to go to, www.inspires.org, and you can look on the archives page.
Projects and archives, yeah.
There we go. And you can see past examples of what they've done, because at this point you're really going, I don't know what they're talking about. Is this English?
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's all right now. But go look on there and see what's happening. Okay? So you might be asking yourself, how does a planetary science mission begin? I know you're thinking it. Don't lie.
I don't know either.
Right? I hope you do. So, let me give you a little story here, okay? Let me tell you. So, planetary science missions at NASA, like I said before, NASA, you know, the federal government, we all know this. The federal government, lots of money used to be. We thought we were rich, right? Turns out we were poor, but we thought we could just print money forever. Not anymore, right? So, NASA is what we call a service organization. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration is what that stands for, NASA. Even NASA is an acronym, right? So, that is the civil part of the federal government that does space. There's a whole military side in the DoD we don't even talk about because we can't do. So we all got the civilian side. So inside NASA, there is one division of it called the Planetary Science Division. And its job is to go out and explore the solar system. It is forbidden from touching the sun and the moon right now. No, can't do those.
We're exploring, one of the two.
What?
Touching or exploring, yeah.
Yeah, don't even involve them, right? Beyond that, we can go to any of the other planets. We can do all kinds of stuff with it, right? We don't do Earth because that's just stupid, right? I mean, we're here, so why would we want something to do that? But there's a whole other division that does that. So we can look at any other planet. So when they want to decide on a mission, what they do is they go out to the scientists, okay? And I know all of you have seen Big Bang Theory, right? You will shake your head, I know. And so in Big Bang Theory, Sheldon, right? Imagine 3,000 Sheldons in a room. And this is what you get, okay? So NASA tells all these Sheldons to come together and they say, what should we go do for the next 10 years, okay? And because we only have a limited budget, it's only $1.2 billion per year. And you're like, oh my God, that's a lot of money. That's nothing, okay? And so we have to figure out what to do. So they fight, you know, and they bicker and, you know, whatever. And they come down and figure out what they want to do. So that's what's called the decadal survey, okay? So they tell us over the next 10 years what we should do here at NASA. And then they all come together, these brains do again, and really start defining the mission a lot, which is what you're going to do. You're actually going to sit down and go, what do we want to do at Venus? You know, what's really cool? And that's what you figure out, right? So those brains come together, and then they go ask NASA, and usually the Jet Propulsion Lab out in Pasadena, California, is the place where these spacecraft are designed and built, okay? So we go get them to do it, and they come back and say, okay, it costs a couple $100 million and blah, 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 and we do all that. And then we design the spacecraft, which is down here in the bottom left-hand corner. These are actually two UAH spacecraft that we've designed in the past. One is a lander on Mars, and one is an actual orbiter that was going to Venus. So those are two that we did. So they're designed over years. And then we build them, that's what's in the middle there, that you can see the picture of. That's actually a picture of Cassini. The Cassini probe is at Saturn right now, and it is the largest spacecraft ever to lift off this planet. If you look down here in the left-hand corner of the picture, that's actually a 6-foot tall man. You can see how big this spacecraft is. This spacecraft cost $2.3 billion to lift off, right? And so we don't build any more like this, but that's the very expensive missions that we do. And then at the end, we put them on a rocket, a launch vehicle is what we call it, and they are flown from Cape Canaveral Air Force Station up into the atmosphere and onto their planet's destination, okay? This process from beginning to end can last between 10 and 20 years, okay?
A long time.
So this is a very long time. Yes, thank you for that interjection, Matt. This is a very long time, right? So if you decide you want to be a planetary scientist, planetary spacecraft guy, you know, go, wow, that's kind of cool. I like what Matt and PJ are talking about here. You know, you go off and do it. You get just a few of these in your lifetime, you know? And so these are like precious. There's these precious little things, you know. They make sure they're perfect. So, and when we come see you, we will show you a model of a launch vehicle and what happens with the launch vehicle, because that's really cool stuff. So, but that's kind of where the planetary science mission goes. So that's how they begin, and that's how they form. So you're still probably going, what are these designs? What are they talking about? They are even confusing me even more now. Yeah. That's okay. That's what our job is at this point. So we wanted to show you some previous designs and what has worked really well in InSPIRESS, and this is the fifth year of InSPIRESS. What we've noticed is people come up with ideas, right? And you want to go do blah, 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 wherever, right? And this year we're going to Venus. So make the blah be Venus. That's a good one. At Venus, then you sit here and go, what really works well on Earth? You know? And then can I put that thing at Venus? This is the question, right? And so we've seen that really well before. Down here in this corner on the right bottom corner, this little thing was shooting out probes. We were actually going to the moon for once a few years ago. And what they did is this is based off a gumball machine. So how the gumball, your travels and all that stuff. And what was really cool, this was built in PowerPoint. This is not CAD.
Drawn, yeah.
Drawn in PowerPoint. Yeah, these up here are the same thing, right? Over here in this corner, in the upper left-hand corner, the chief engineer of the team, this is actually another probe going to the moon, right? And he has asthma. And so what he did is he figured out how his inhaler worked, and that's how that apparatus works there. It's actually called the dual inhaler device, right?
Yep.
The DID, right? See? So you got to come up with a cool acronym too when you do this. So all that's kind of cool stuff. And here, these are some penetrators being shot out, you know. So it's a little mini, you know, air gun kind of thing. All those kinds of things are up for grabs. So, you know, you can look at paintball, you can look at all kinds of stuff that makes this stuff work. So it's kind of neat stuff. So Matt's going to tell you a little bit about Venus now, so you can understand really where you're going, because it's a fun place for sure.
Just a teeny bit. Okay, like PJ said, our seniors, our undergraduate seniors in mechanical and aerospace and in system engineering, they're designing a mission that's going to go to Venus. They actually started last semester and they're continuing it through in the spring semester. So they're about halfway done right now, obviously, because they've been doing it for one semester so far.
Hopefully.
But yeah, well, they're not halfway done yet, actually. But so what's going to happen with their missions is each one of their missions, we have 3 teams right now at UAH. What's going to happen with them is that they each have slightly different science objectives. They each have different things they're going to do. So their missions are going to be different. However, we don't want that to impact you guys. Their mission's also going to change a lot. They have scientists in Charleston, South Carolina at the College of Charleston who are working with us. And those scientists define our science mission. They tell us what science that they want to do, and we design the spacecraft around it. And we also have to work with some students in Paris, France, that are at Estaca University in Paris, France. And so...
Paris, France.
Yeah, redundant.
Paris, France.
Yes, Paris, France.
Okay.
And the UH mission is going to change. It's going to alter. It's going to deviate. It's going to go up and down, and they're going to go different directions. But you guys don't have to do that. You guys are going to have what we call the baseline mission, and that's what we're going to talk about right now. Is your baseline mission? So what are you going to design to? Don't worry about the specifics of your UAH team necessarily. Okay, you can talk to them about some specifics, but others don't worry about it. This is what you guys are going to design to. Capiche? All right, sweet. So first, before we get started, the UH mission, NASA in general has 4 basic goals, science goals for Venus, and they are, what does the greenhouse effect tell us about Venus, and could that happen on Earth? Basically, Venus is Earth run amok, and we'll talk more about this and at the very fun and eventful and always exciting science video that you're going to have in about a week or so.
Stay tuned.
Yes, but Venus is a lot like Earth, about the same size, atmospheres, kind of have some similar makeups and stuff like that, but Venus has this terrible greenhouse effect. What happened on Venus, and could it happen on Earth? Because if it does happen on Earth, it's not going to be good. It's not pretty. Second thing, how active is Venus? That means volcanically, and are there volcanoes? Do they have like a molten core inside Venus? That's an interesting question that scientists want to know about. Where'd the water go on Venus? Where'd the water go? Scientists believe that Venus had water at one point in time, but now they can't find it anywhere. They're looking under rocks and under the couch and the cushions and stuff. They can't find it anywhere. So where did it go? What happened to the water on Venus?
China.
Yeah, and the last one, China. Ooh, yeah. And the last one is life. This is like what every scientist wants to do in our solar system, actually everywhere right now. They're looking for life. They want to find life. They're not going to find people floating around on Venus and be like, hey, hi guys, we're glad you can make it. No. But
it'll be scary.
That would be really scary because they'll be tough.
Yeah.
They'll be tough people.
Like
anyway,
bugs.
yeah, like Superman. Anyway, microbial life, anything that is actually living and surviving on Venus. Scientists are looking for that right now. So those are the 4 main goals of the entire Venus mission in general.
Venus
mission. And this is Venus right here. Actually, it's a picture of it. And this is an artist rendering of what they think Venus looks like. There's a volcano erupting. It's really kind of hectic and chaotic.
There's no picture like that?
Yeah, there's no picture like that. We don't have good cameras on Venus right now. And the Venus flagship mission is kind of is a study that NASA did a few years ago, and we gave that to our students as sort of their reference. And we're going to use that flagship mission as your baseline as well. So.
And isn't that on InSPIRESS.org?
It's on InSPIRESS.org, correct, on the downloads page. InSPIRESS.org is going to be your best friend, I guarantee it, as like second only to Facebook probably. So.
And if you like it, I made InSPIRESS.org. If you hate it.
Yes. You're gonna hate it because it's not a good website. We're not web people. Anyway, so the baseline trajectory. This is what's gonna happen. We're gonna leave Earth. We're gonna cruise, just kind of cruise, chill for about 160 days. It's not very far to Venus. It's very close. It's our closest planet. It's our closest neighbor actually. Once we get to Venus, we're gonna start in this very elliptical orbit. We're gonna start this way and kind of spin around just to save gas, basically. And over 6 months, we're gonna do what's called aerobraking. So we're gonna get closer and closer and closer and closer. What aerobraking is as we pass by Venus, we're gonna drag our hands or whatever part of the spacecraft into the upper atmosphere and to slow us down a little bit. Each pass will slow down a little bit more, slow down a little bit more, until finally we end up in a circular orbit that is a 230 kilometer circular orbit. So 230 kilometers above the surface of Venus in a circular orbit around the poles, actually. So it's a polar circular orbit. That's where we're going to be. And that's where our main orbiter is going to be. We're going to have other spacecraft there as well. I'll tell you about those right now. So, so the mission elements, there are three things, three spacecraft that you guys can hitch a ride with. You guys, remember, you're designing a payload. Just 1, 2, 3. You're designing a payload, and the payload's going to be the size of a box of paper or smaller. Okay? Stowed. It can get bigger once you release, but whilst on board the spacecraft, you need to be the size of a box of paper, very snug as a bug. Anyway, so there's three of them. You can be on the orbiter, you can be on what we're calling the balloon system, or you can be on the lander. So the orbiter is going to stay in orbit. It's going to stay in orbit around Venus. It's going to be 230 kilometers going around in a circle around Venus. There's some other stats there. The balloon, we're going to have a balloon system, very, very large balloon, that's going to be hovering in the atmosphere of Venus. In case you don't know, Venus has a really thick atmosphere. It's a very interesting atmosphere, very harsh atmosphere. We'll talk about it later. But it's going to be at about a 55 kilometer altitude, this balloon. So you could stay on the balloon system and then deploy from the balloon system. You can deploy from the orbiter, you can deploy from the balloon system, or if you want to be daring, go big or go home, the lander is going all the way to the surface of Venus. We're going to have 2 balloons and 2 landers, actually. So the reason I say go big or go home is because the surface of Venus is like the worst place imaginable. The temperature is around 900 degrees Fahrenheit. The pressure of the atmosphere is about 100 times that of Earth. About 93 times really, but it's almost 100 times that of Earth. So just walking outside, you'll still simultaneously fry and get squished at the same time. It'll be great.
Sounds like a fun place to
Yeah,
live.
it's awesome. So the pressure and the temperature are very high at the surface of Venus. But we're going to have 2 landers that go to the surface, and you could go with the landers to the surface, and then once you get to the surface, you could deploy, or you could deploy from the landers as they descend toward the surface. They're going to have a 1-hour descent. It's going to be slow. It's going to be very slow. We'll talk about why it's slow too later. But so again, this is your baseline mission. Don't worry about anything else that the UH team might tell you. You can deploy from the orbiter, you can deploy from the balloon, or you can deploy from the lander. Those are your 3 options. You can be actually, and you can combo them if you want. You can have things deploy from the orbiter and the balloon and the lander. Do all 3, do 2 of the 3, whatever. You can do 1, 2, or 3 of the 3, whatever. But you still only get 5 kilograms of mass in the box of paper, okay? So I think that's mine. But anyway, so we'll talk more about this. I know it's very confusing right now. We'll talk more about this in the days and weeks to come. But that's it so far. PJ.
So now you know where we're going, and you know a little bit about the constraints against you. So now what we need to do now is tell you how you're going to be organized as a team, right? Because we talked about it. You're all going to be on a team, and you're each going to have different jobs. there's two main groups within the team this semester. We have the design group, which will worry about the payload design and all the stuff that goes along with that. The documentation, the presentations, all that stuff. Goes into the document. Who? What?
Can you afford that?
No, be quiet. So we have that group, right? Then we have this other group we're going to call the Community Engagement Activity Group. And this job on that side is to manage, to plan and execute and document the community engagement activity. And this is where you're going to go out into your local community, around your high school, middle schools, elementary, whatever, and you're going to talk to them about Venus and your payload and what all's happening. Okay? This is really cool stuff. And so there's going to be two different groups that do this, right? So you need to start thinking which is more of your flavor, right? Do you want to be more in the design group, or do you want to be more in the CEA group? And so we'll talk about that some more right now. So in the design group, which is your design job, right? Basically the job of this one is select the scientific objective of the payload, right? So these are the guys I would suggest maybe all of you watch it, especially if you have a problem sleeping. You'll really do well at this one, because Matt's going to give you a wonderful, thrilling lecture. I can already tell. You're like, oh, please give it to me now. I know.
I smell Oscar.
Yeah. He's not Oscar. He's not named Oscar.
No, I don't know who Oscar is.
Yeah. So your job's going to be to figure out what you want to do at Venus, right? He's going to help you. He's going to give you a list of stuff. If you stay awake long enough, you'll be able to, get some cool ideas. But remember, what he tells you, you go, I don't care. We want to do blah, because we found out on Venus there's this and this and this. Mm-hmm. And he didn't tell you anything about it. Cool. Go for it. Okay? That's the kind of thing we want. So you're going to do that first. Then what we need this group to do is you're going to take that and logically determine what instrumentation you need to answer that science objective, right? You need to measure something, because you're going to go to the planet, and you just went to the planet and went, wow, look at the planet, isn't it pretty? No, we want you to go there and then send us back some data, right? Because if there's no data, there was no mission, If you got there and nothing happened, you're like, well, you just spent all that money for no big reason, That's not cool. So we need to do something. So you're going to do that. It's called a science traceability matrix, and we'll show you how to do that later on, but that's another part of your job. You then have to figure out what requirements you have, right? We already talked about some. You already know them. Project requirements, 5 kilograms, volume, all that stuff, right? There's other ones. They're called functional requirements, which you'll do a wonderful lecture, a few weeks from now on, and you'll talk about that. And sure. And then there's environmental, right? Because if you're in orbit, your environment is different than if you're on the ground, right? Because he just told you, the ground, really, that's some tough stuff.
Tough neighborhood.
Yeah, up in orbit, it's like, ooh, nice. I mean, there's no air, so that stinks. But besides that, it might not be that bad, So you can figure out what you want to do. But you need to then determine that and go, ooh, okay, we're going to go to the surface. That means this and this and this and this, okay? That's what the job of that part is. Then it turns out, in your life so far, when you've had a problem, there's been like one solution. In the real world, there's like 1 billion different ways to do things, right? And actually, it turns out there was like 1 billion different options you had of how you came to school today and what you put on. You just picked one way because you just standardly do it, right? So what we're going to also do with you is do that, show you that process of where you figure out there's different ways to accomplish your mission, and then you get to figure out which one is best, okay? And best is in quotes because it's in the eye of the beholder, right? And you have several customers. You have several people you're trying to please. You're trying to please UAH. You're trying to please NASA, right? And so you got to go, oh, my Lord. It's like your mom and your dad going, which one do I tick off today? So that kind of thing you got to figure out when you're doing this, right? And then you're going to refine your design. This dude is the physics geek, okay? So once we get to that section, he's going to geek out with you, and he loves it, and I'm going to sit back and go, I don't care.
I'm sure they couldn't tell that before now.
Yeah, no, it's like, stalker! Yeah, but
I had no idea.
I know. Like, are you surprised? I was surprised.
I was surprised.
Yeah. So he's going to geek out with you and do some physics because, you're in an engineering class, you should be doing physics, and you're in a physics class. You should be doing physics for sure. So he's going to work with you on that. We call it engineering analysis, okay? And so you'll go through that with him and learn how to do it. Basically, it will help you figure out parameters of your design. And that's what's really cool. You're going to get to figure out, that stuff makes sense now, For me, as an engineer, I am very applied in nature. So learning about Newton, I'm like, woo, who cares? Now I understand it because it governs everything. So that's the kind of thing that we're going to do with you, is help apply what you're learning, okay? And then what we want you to do, you could prototype your payload. We don't need it manufactured out of metal. You can make it out of styrofoam or cardboard box. Something to represent the payload. When you come to the board in May, you can go, look at my pretty payload, and you can show them what it does and all that kind of stuff. But we'll talk about that later. So that's the design group's job, okay?
That's just the design group.
That's just the design group. So see, you're going, oh my Lord. And at this point, you're looking at your teacher very mad and going, why did you do this to us? But it's going to be fun. We promise.
They got
right?
homework too.
Yeah. So these are just some pretty pictures we've had over the years. You can see us. You can see this dude talking to somebody, and there's interaction with the college guys. You can invite them down and talk to them. Then you can see some cool testing they've done. These are just pictures just to show you sort of the technical aspects of this job. Then you still have more to do on the design group side, right? Yes, I know. Isn't it crazy? But you also, so if you created this perfect payload, but you can never tell anybody about it, it didn't do anything, right? Zip, nothing gonna happen. So you also have to communicate this thing to them. So there are written documents, right? And these are the things that UAH is gonna see about you. Our seniors in engineering are gonna see this stuff, okay? So you have to write it coherently. And we make you write it in just a few pages, right? It's 5 pages.
4
plus a title page.
Oh.
4 pages plus a title page at the first round, then 8 pages plus the title page at the end, right? And you're going, oh my Lord, that's a lot of pages. You will find out you will want more. You will beg for more from us. And we go, sorry, tough luck. Because you know what? We are lazy. Engineers are notoriously lazy. We will only do exactly what we have to and nothing else. Now at this point, some of you are going, I might make a good engineer. And that's okay. So we can't read much more than that. We can't do that. Forget it.
No way.
Right? So you got to do it in 8 pages. Then you also have briefings, okay? We will do design reviews with you from UAH so that they're kind of practice and get you ready. Because at the end, the big boy comes up, right? You're going to come to UAH and you're going to talk to NASA. And that is the only thing they will see. They will have not seen what all you've done over the semester, right? You might be fun. We might be having lots of fun with you. But if you cannot communicate in like 20 minutes what you did, again, right? So that's also in the design group, okay? And so you can see here some pictures. This is the big bad board. This is actually last year. We had them up there and on a stage, which really scared them last year. But this year we're not going to be that mean to you. Matt did that last year. It's bad Matt. So we won't do that. Then you can see the board interacting down here in the left corner with the college kids. See, they're not going to kill you. They're not evil people. They can see you can touch and they don't explode. Isn't that weird? So you can do that. So he was showing her a payload, or a prototype of the payload.
Yeah, that's what's interesting about this one is his prototype helped tell the story, and the board got to see it and look at it, and he showed them how it worked and stuff. It was really cool.
Yeah, and so you can see the documentation. You can notice with these other images, if you notice there's logos and stuff like that. And that's a part of the CEA group's job, okay? And so they create what we call the team identity. So they come up with the team name. We don't want you to be Fairview 3. That's really boring.
That's what we'll call you.
We'll call you that. Make something else up.
Exciting.
Some acronym, that you blah, 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 whatever. There are really cool ones that you can come up with. Y'all good at this.
Much better than our students.
Yeah. Logo, right? Get your artsy-fartsy people going, right? And it doesn't even have to be in your team. Maybe there's an art class, and you can go, hey, help us. We got this mission of Venus, blah, 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 blah. And then come back with a cool logo, too.
Bribe them with pizza.
Yeah, engage them. Donuts.
Donuts.
Especially in Coleman County.
Donuts.
Dutch's Donuts.
Yep.
That's it.
That's the game over.
That's the stuff. So, logo. And then slogan. Come up with a cool idea, some slogan. And it's got to be catchy, We had a team 2 years ago. They were going to Titan. Yeah. Titan, and they were going to see if there was a volcano on Titan, okay? What was their name? Oh, their name was Team Eruption. That worked, right? Eruption, volcanoes, perfect, right? And their slogan was, we kick ash. See, now all of you are laughing right now, right? And so you will always remember, we kick ash, right? See, perfect. That's like the perfect slogan. And
it's provocative.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, was that what? Oh, they didn't say that.
They almost did.
I know.
Almost.
So you're like,
He's like,
see,
get the bleep button ready.
Yeah, see, that's cool. That's cool stuff.
Yep.
So do that. Not really, not cool. It's hot, but that's all right. Cool. Right. You can create a website showcasing your payload and your team's activities. Google site, I can even figure out a Google site, and I suck at computers.
He does. He really does.
This is the Mac dude, so get ready. He's in the cult, the Apple cult. So he's going to be recruiting when he's around in high schools. But get ready. But he's the computer person. I do not. But I can do a Google site, so you can do.
Yeah.
So come up with a Google site or Facebook it. Y'all can Facebook like nothing. I don't do the Facebook. So that kind of thing. So, but the main thing in this community engagement activity group is the community engagement activity. Shocker.
Just a witty title.
I know. So what you got to do is you've got to plan the events. These can be several events. The CEA can be multiple events because you're going to see in the competition rules that you want to get a lot of people. And so you might have to do multiple events to get lots of people, right? So you need to plan it, and it's got to relate to your project and engage the community. Okay?
And the community is anybody who is not involved in the project already.
Right now.
Yeah.
This semester.
So anybody not in your class who's not on another team either. You don't want other teams. No,
because you don't want to share competition.
Anyone not involved in the project this semester is the community. Is anyone who you can involve in a CEA.
Correct. Parents, friends, neighbors, high school, other high school,
underclassmen,
middle school,
like 9th grade,
all that.
middle school, elementary.
Totally, that's all open, right?
Your board of education, your other
Anything.
Teachers, the faculty meeting.
Yeah, President of the United States. Whoever.
Yeah, Oprah.
Yeah, go get Oprah.
Yeah, that'd be cool actually.
Do that. Okay.
Not Justin Bieber. No. Double line there.
He's not a Bieber person, as you can tell.
Or no. Okay.
Okay.
Just no.
So during this process, you're going to have to go talk to people. You need to make sure your teacher knows that.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a good thing. Don't tick off the teacher, right?
Yes.
This is the one big rule you'll see in a minute. There's an org chart, and above you people is her, right? And so we don't want to tick her off. We're not going to do it because they're scary enough. You don't need to do it either. So don't do that. So keep them involved, but you go plan it, right? Go talk to other teachers and engage them and get all this planned out because this is cool stuff for you to do.
This is not your teacher's job.
Zero.
This is not her job, her or his job, to do. This is your job, your team's job to do this.
Yep.
To organize this, to plan this, to get this ready, and to pull this off.
So then you execute it, right? Don't go, don't do that. Conduct the event, do all that. But document it. Take pictures, right? Big pictures.
Use a real camera. Smartphones are neat, but use a real camera, please. Okay.
Yeah, this one's gonna get all crazy on you.
I'm a photo snob.
The megapixels and the blah blah blah.
Yeah, cameras are neat, but I want a real camera. Okay?
Yeah, he's like he'll get crazy on you if you don't watch it. So don't do that. Okay. Yeah. And you're gonna survey the visitors. So all these people who are not in your class are visitors, right? And so we're gonna give you a survey. You print it out, or we'll probably print it out for you. You got to get them to take it because visitors are points and you want more points, right? So you got to make sure they take this survey or they didn't exist, okay? No survey, no visitor. That's the bottom line. So you got to make sure they take this survey and it's really neat stuff. You'll be able to do it, okay? And then you're not going to do this report, but that's okay. So Matt didn't update the slides. Bad Matt. So, but we'll keep going.
I can't see him anyway. Just tell him.
Oh, okay. Don't worry. Beep. Don't worry about that part. All right. Your briefing. So basically you're going to put this in everything you do because it is important, right? The payload is really important, but so is the CEA. And this is really cool stuff. So you're going to put it in the payload status review. You're going to put it in the payload, the final review. You're going to put it in everything. Basically. And it has its own review now. The CEA has a review. So for you in the CEA group, your job when you come to UAH is to sit at your little table with all of your stuff. And you got to talk to some judges too, okay? Design group, you'll probably go to the final review with NASA people in a big room. But the CEA group, you can go, whew, okay, I don't have to present anything. Sorry. Your job is to go off and talk about the CEA and what all you did in it, okay? So everybody presents, and that's a big deal, okay? So you can see some pictures from last year. We've started this year. We had some stuff happen last year, and this has been really cool. So we want you to do it too. So you can see they've had some field testing, which is some really cool stuff. Even if you notice here, one guy actually got to bring a pellet gun on campus, all right, on your high school campus, which is but he followed procedures. He did all this stuff. They had the safety officer involved. That can work, okay? Don't just do it. Make sure you involve the teacher and get everything planned, right? You can do presenting to different people. You can have what we call parents' night. Several teachers have already done this before, so they know what parents' night is, where you bring your parents in and you talk to them about what you did.
Mm-hmm.
All of this is up for grabs, okay? This is cool stuff. And you'll think of things that we didn't even think about,
Right.
okay? The big thing, Matt, what is the big thing they should do?
Document it.
No.
What? I'm lost.
Matt don't know how to follow
Yeah.
me either, does he? We want pictures of cute kids.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Pictures of cute kids.
Not ugly ones.
No, not ugly
Matt
ones.
doesn't like the ugly ones.
No.
Okay? We need the cute ones.
No one really
So make
does.
sure you get the cute ones. Okay?
Yeah. Seriously, you guys, you'll see from the scoring of the CEAs, how the CEAs are scored. You get more points if you do a demonstration or you do something where you're
It's
active.
more complex.
Something that is more complex. A presentation is neat, it's really cool, but something that's more complex than that will get you more points. So that's what we're kind of pushing you guys toward is what we want you all to do, basically. And these right here, where we've got, where they did a demonstration, they had little kids there watching the demonstration, and they showed them how the computer program
Cute
worked
kids.
and all this. Cute kids, very good. Yeah, this little kid's got goggles on and stuff. It's awesome, good stuff. So please, when you do this, make sure you get the surveys, make sure you take pictures, all that cool stuff.
So like I said before, the structure, right? You're going to be able to figure out where you want to go. So remember, at the top, the teacher, right? He or she overrules us, okay? We're going to have dates. We will have due dates. We will have repercussions if you don't get to that due date, right? All that's going to happen.
We InSPIRESS.
We InSPIRESS, me and Matt, right? Me and Matt, yeah, me and Matt. We have dates, but the teacher can overrule us. Not give you an extension, but if they say it's earlier, okay?
Teacher's
That's
the boss.
bottom line. Teacher is the CEO,
Yes.
okay? So CEO rules, right? Under that, there is this thing called a project manager, okay? He or she is in charge of the team. You're the one that has to make sure everything gets done. The buck stops with you, as Harry Truman used to say, right? That's the person who's ultimately responsible for the entire project, okay? You gotta make sure all of it's working. The CEA is going well, the design's going well, all of it. So you're gonna be very involved in it.
Good or bad, it's your job.
Yeah, usually it's more of a people person kind of job, because you're also the cheerleader. You're not like, woo, no. You're the one that's making sure everything's getting done, because how about halfway through the semester, y'all gonna go, this stinks, we don't wanna do this no more. And then what do you know, spring break hits and y'all go, whoa, good, we don't have to do this anymore. Nope, you're still going to do it through May. So you gotta keep that, the cheerleader, the project manager is usually the one that keeps everybody going, right?
Keep the momentum up.
Yep. So also, because of that job is so big, we're giving the chief engineer a new job. So there's also the chief geek, is what we call the chief engineer, okay? That person is the one that's going to know all the details about the design and the CEA and know how everything's working. When we go in and go, what's the total mass this week of the payload? That chief engineer should be able to go 2.375,
And then you say, what are you doing for the CEA? The chief engineer goes,
I don't know.
2.375.
Oh, yeah, sure, whatever. I was like, where are you going with
But the
that?
CEA could also have an experiment, could also have a demonstration in it. That's why the chief engineer oversees both those activities.
Right. And so then the design group has a design lead, someone in charge of them, and the CEA, the community engagement activity, also has a lead. So there's someone in charge of it. We need a belly button. We need someone to be able to go, why is this not working? And go, woo, good job. That's the kind of person, right? So you need to realize that there are different personalities that can work for this, right? I am naturally a project manager. I'm more the people person, as you can probably figure out. I'm the one that's always, talking to people and engaged with them. This one is the chief geek, right? Yes.
Guilty.
There it is. So he'd be the chief engineer.
Yep.
But see, we need each other, right? Because I don't give a crap about details. I do not.
You'll learn this very fast.
Yes. So I'm going, we're going to go there. We're going to do that. And then he comes behind with the, oh, how do we do that? How do we get in there and do it? I don't care. No problem. So remember that already. If you want to talk about people and stuff like that, you talk to me. If you want to talk some detail, right? Not me. Not me. I'm okay. I'm not going to go. I don't care. So that's kind of cool stuff. So you remember that structure
Just kind of
when you're
cool.
trying to decide what you want to do. Okay? So how do you win?
How
Right?
do you win?
I know, that is an office question, right? This is a competition. You
Yeah.
are competing. I don't think we've ever said that.
No, we haven't.
Oh, well, sorry.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Competition.
So you're competing. If you're in Conference 1, you're in the engineering conference, okay? So you're competing against other high schools that have an engineering program, okay? And so you're all competing against each other. Likewise, if you're in Conference 2, we call that the physics conference. And so you're all in physics, okay? So you're all competing against one another. And once we have all that figured out, we'll show you who your competition is in more detail.
Not figured out yet.
Not figured out yet, so we're going to have to wait a little bit. So, but you are competing, and the goal, the ultimate goal is to come home with a big trophy, right?
It's to win.
Yeah, you want to win.
We're Americans, right? Come on.
Yeah, so you want to win, bring home a big trophy.
Yes.
Yeah, yes, okay. So how do you do that, right?
I don't know.
There are 3 components to winning. Uno, dos, tres, right? 3 components to winning, which are very important. We've already actually talked about all of them, but now we'll kind of summarize it for you. The first one is a community engagement activity review. This is where the CEA group will be standing with their CEA stuff, you know, whatever that is. You can figure out your table here in the lobby of Shelby Center, and you'll be talking to judges about that, okay? And they'll be scoring you. They have a scoring criteria, and you can see it in the competition rules, which is in the front of your book. And so in there, they will have criteria they will be judging you against, okay? A big thing about this, and it's May 6th or May 15th, depending on which conference you're in. C1 means Conference 1 or the Engineering Conference. C2 means Second Conference or the Physics Conference, right? And they're doing the local communities. So people will come in here from all over Huntsville and talk to you and all that kind of stuff. An important part of the 25 points are the CEA visitor surveys. For every 25 of those, you get 1 point, for a maximum of 10 points. So to maximize 10 points within those 25 points, you need to engage 250 people, okay, in the local community. And it's not hard. You're all sitting there going, that's a lot of people. I don't even have that many hands and fingers to do that with, right? We had some this semester, fall semester, because if you don't know right now, this is 2013 for us, and we're going to see you in 2014.
Yes.
We had some do 354, so it can be done.
It's crazy.
Okay? Now, you got to get out there and do it, you know, so you got to start early, and that's the thing. Don't wait till last minute. Do this early, and you can get to the 250, because that's your ultimate goal.
Do it early and do it often.
Yes. So that's that part. The payload concept proposal is 25 points of how you win.
That's your final 8-page report, basically.
8 pages plus the title page.
Plus title page.
Right? That comes on April 22nd. It is submitted to us at UAH.
InSPIRESS.
Through the InSPIRESS website.
Yep.
Right?
Talk about that later.
Yeah. But a big thing about that, if you do not submit on that day, you are disqualified from the competition. It is over for you. You don't get to do anything else. This is go directly to jail, do not pass go, do not collect your $200,
No.
right? 0. It's over. We disqualified 1 team this semester in the fall 2013 competition for that very reason. Don't make us do that. Don't make us evil. That's not fun.
No.
We like to be happy, you know? Let's go with life.
But we will drop the hammer.
Yeah, we will. If we have to.
We have kids.
Right?
We'll put you in timeout.
Yeah, and then your teacher will make it worse.
Oh, it's not good.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would fear that one before us.
Yeah,
but, you know.
it's not pretty.
So make sure and get that in, because the next day they're sent to the IPT students. The UAH students evaluate that, right? And they go do that. Then the final review presentation is 50 points. It is 1/2 of how you win. And so the design group plus anybody else you decide to bring in, those people have to present to NASA and that board, that community board, for 20 minutes. Then they get 10 minutes to question you. And they then have a criteria sheet, which is also in your competition rules, and they'll evaluate you. And so that is May 6th if you're in competition 1, or again, or the engineering conference. May 15th if you're in competition 2, or the physics conference, okay? And then that's it. That's how you win, okay? This is all very simple. People are always like, I'm just surprised I didn't win. Read the book, okay? The book that you have hopefully in front of you, it's a nice notebook we designed and made.
We haven't talked about it yet.
Yeah, we haven't talked about that. That's our side. The book, you should be able to look in the front of it. It's called the competition rules. It will tell you exactly how to win. Follow it, and you can win, okay? So, there are 4 divisions in each conference. So, engineering conference has 4 divisions. Physics conference has 4 divisions, okay? That's how we're setting up this semester. There's going to be 4 to 6 teams per division. We're kind of doing this right now. We're still shifting. Because as you can tell, again, we're in 2013. You guys seem like going, I think I want to take that class. Oh, no, I don't want to. So we're having a little bit of that right now, which I don't get. But because in college, it's like, no. You take the class. It's done. But, you know, it's high school. Y'all different. So we'll get that done. You only compete within a division. And that is very important, okay? So if there's several teams in the room right now, you're not competing against each other on purpose. okay? We don't want you to hold back, because what we want is, like, if there's team 2 and team 3's in the room too, if team 2's having a problem and team 3's can figure it out, help them, okay?
We want collaboration, not
Collaboration, right? Yeah, talk to each other. You're friends. Well, at least pretend.
Yeah.
You know, work together, because then you can both win, right? That makes your teacher double happy.
Yep,
It's
double
like,
happy.
oh, bonus, you know? All that's beautiful.
Totes
okay?
my goats.
Right? And so then you've got 2 to 3 divisions that are associated with one college team here. We got 3 college teams, and you can see 3 doesn't divide into 4 real well, or 4 doesn't divide into 3 real well. I said
Something
that
like
backwards.
It was a fraction.
Yeah, some there, and some carry over, carry the one crap, all that junk. So it's going to be a little bit muddled, but that's all right, right? And so that's really cool. So you're going to have this college team that you're working with, right? And so what we did before they left, because you got to remember in college, that's the bonus of college. You know, you guys stayed till the end of December. They were out the 1st of December.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of college. It's like you just come when you need to, and it's
And
over.
they're
right?
gone. Like
They're
roaches when
gone.
the lights
Right?
turn on.
Yeah. So what we did is we got a little video from them, and so we're going to show you that to you right now.
Come on, let's go.
Hey guys, this is IPT, where the magic happens. What?
Used car salesman.
Let's go see the magic in action. Come with me.
Come on, guys. Bye.
What are you guys doing?
Over here we have Miss Sarah Cates. Sarah, wait. This is the project manager for Team AB. As you can see, all the wonderful people in here doing wonderful things. Right? This is what college is all about.
You're relaxing before the final. That's what you're doing.
This is one of the teams that you'll be working with this semester. Oh, look behind is the old man, as we know him. Oh God, Dr. Farrington.
He's fast. He's wily.
Yeah, not really. He's old. So this is one of them. Let's go see the rest.
Hey guys, talking about physics and stuff.
Yes. This is Team CD. They don't pay their power bill, so they have to stay in the dark. Over in the corner, wait, Rachel Stewart, she's the project manager. We've got Ari, who's the DPM. She's the mean one of the group. You will get to know that over the semester. There's others in here. They all don't want to see you. What's this? It's magic. There's lights somewhere. Outside. Oh, okay.
Boom.
That is the lights.
Oh,
As they all squint. So here's CD.
they're all vampires.
Hi, high schoolers.
Hey. Thanks for the energy, guys.
And last but not least, we have Team EF over here. They're hard at work, getting ready for all the fun you're going to do with them.
Talk about hammocks. Gonna enjoy it.
This is Anna Hester. She's the project manager. Smiles over there in the corner, deputy project manager. So this is one of the teams you will also be working with this semester. Next.
We're actually doing physics.
Yeah.
Yay.
That good?
Yep.
All right.
So, thanks, gang.
Hey, we're back. Wasn't that fun? Seeing what they're like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
you're going to get to see more of them over semester. You'll get to talk to some of them. I think you met the project manager of each of them and some of the other cool people in class. You even met the old guy, which you'll see a lot more of this semester. He's a lot of fun. Yeah. So before we leave you today, right? And we're almost out of time because I know your bell's probably going to ring in a minute. We need you to review some stuff because next week or the week after maybe somewhere in there because we got a little crazy schedule in the beginning. We will come actually see you, and it'll be fun. And we'll have some cool toys to play with, so it'll be fun. So, things you need to review, okay? In the front of your notebook, right? We created the engineering design notebook, which you should have now in front of you. Teachers, hopefully you have passed that out by now. So, that 3-ring binder, okay? In the front of it, there's what's called the competition rules. We call it the CR, and the ICD, the interface control document. Review those. Read them, okay? It tells you exactly what you have to do to win, right? The competition rules do.
It's not a secret.
Yeah, it's not a secret. We ain't good at holding secrets,
No.
right? I suck at it. I'll be right honest
It
with
really
you.
does.
I'll always tell you something. So remember that. So it tells you guidelines. It tells you everything about what you're going to do, right? The ICD, the interface control document, documents the resources that we are giving you, the 5 kilograms, all that kind of stuff. Eventually, the project manager and the chief engineer are going to sign that on the dotted line saying that's good, we're ready to go, okay? So please read it. Life lesson number 1 in this program. whatever you have to sign, please read ahead of time.
That's just
okay?
good, yeah.
So you need to remember that. So get ready when we're coming to see you. So then we talked about this wonderful website. If I designed it, yes. If he designed it, right? So www.inspires.org. It has everything out there. Okay? It amazes us every semester when someone goes, well, I don't know where anything is. Did you look on the website? Right?
Chances are it's on the downloads page.
Yep.
Or on the resources page. One of the
Yep.
two.
So we're going to do that a lot with you. So if you go, I don't know where that is, I'm going to go, did you look on the website? You know?
Chances are if you're watching this on YouTube, you're on the website right now.
Ta-da! So,
Congratulations.
yeah, it's got templates, it's got other things. So like these documents and these presentations, you're going, oh, I don't know what to write. Well, guess what? There's a template, right? So you just go fill it in. It's pretty simple. And so we'll help you. We'll even give you more guidelines about that as the semester goes on, right? It's got projects and events. You can read about past things we did, how they did them, who won, because even you got flagged, right? It says this one won, right? So go look at them, right? What won last time probably will win again, you know? So you can do that. And so you can see what you're going to expect. The archives has got all kinds of crap out there. You know, he throws out crap like crazy. And so look at
toss
it. Yeah, just throws everywhere. And so go out there and look
Like a
at
monkey,
it,
yeah.
right? And so that way you can figure out all this stuff, okay? So remember all this. So remember to review. There's another page.
Yep.
Okay, so remember all that about the website. So for next time, when we come see you,
Yeah.
right? There are some forms. They're in the front, pocket.
Pocket.
Front pocket of your notebook. I don't have a notebook with me because we just printed them, really. The notebook, right? Those are forms for your parents. We need you to give the need you to give them the permission form, okay? It's a little letter from them, from us saying, oh, look, we're in InSPIRESS. They're going to do this semester, blah, 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 right? On the back, it says, please sign here. So, because you might think you're an adult, but in the state of Alabama, no. So, we need your parents to say, sure, you can participate, okay? And what's going to happen is we're going to ask you to take some surveys, like the one you're getting ready to take, and he's going to take your picture, and then we'll have pictures of you, in the CEA and stuff. So that just tells us that we can do that, okay? That's the first one. Second one is we're going to ask them to take a survey. So it's called the Attitude Towards Engineering Parent Survey, okay? The kicker is it says Parent Survey. So that's the one you give to your parents or your guardian, or whoever you live with, okay? And I can tell you right now, bonus, or not really bonus, but this data that you're going to do for the survey, you're going to come back and enter it for us, or there's a URL on the bottom of the first page. If you have a computer at home and internet, type that puppy in and fill it out online, and it's just a one-step process, right?
Your
For your
parents can do
parents.
that, yeah.
Your parents can do that, okay? If not, your parents have to fill it out, you bring it back to school, and then you're going to enter the data for us, because we're not going to enter 4 billion of these. So you're going to do it for us, okay? So then you have a survey. So once that permission form is in, your parents say, cool, go for it, right? You're going to do one. And so we will send the URL to the teachers. It's going to be the student survey. And so your job is to go tell us about that, okay?
Little tip, it's on inspires.org. Click on surveys.
Ooh, shocker there, isn't
Yes,
it?
it's not.
Okay?
Yes.
This is not rocket science.
Nope,
You can do this.
not at all.
Right? So this survey, and you're going, oh, I have to take a survey. Okay, it's I like math. I don't like math. Oh, these are hard questions. No, right? You can tell us. This is what you feel. I don't want you going, do I or don't I? Just
be
do
honest.
it. Yeah, be honest. We don't care. The thing also is, this is anonymous. You have an ID. It's actually printed on the front of on the inside cover of your binder.
There's a sticker.
It's a sticker. It says ID, InSPIRESS ID, okay? That's the code. I don't care who each code is, okay? I just want to know that code 1734 said this, okay? So it's always anonymous. We don't care,
There's
right?
also a sticker on your parent survey.
Yeah, so nothing's ever linked to you. We don't want to know anything about that, okay? So do that. So read the competition rules after you do the survey, right? Read through those, know everything about winning. That's a big deal. And then start reading pages 6, 7, and 8 in the book.
You can start earlier if you want.
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that. Basically, it'll tell you about the positions and the design group and the CEA group, right? That kind of thing. Then form teams. Probably your teacher's going to help you with that part. I'll bet you $10. And so we can do that. And then also what would be cool is go create a team email address. Go get a Gmail account, right? That way you can all talk to the UAH person, because you're going to get an email address for the UAH POC. Someone at UAH is going to be responsible for you and say, what are you doing? Oh, that's cool. And they're going to talk to you a lot. If you have a team email address, then all the team can see that together.
Right.
Okay?
And it's easier that way because that way after the semester's over, you can just drop the email address.
Yep, and it's over. It's not your personal email address because that would be awkward because then you're
Yeah.
like, I don't want to talk to you no more. You know? So you can just use the team email address and it's over after that. Okay? So remember, do all these things. Permission form, parent survey, try to get them to do it online, be perfect for us. If not, you're going to fill it in. Then do your survey online because all of you got computers in the school. We know this now. And then read, right?
And if you're super ambitious, start looking at Venus, you know?
Go
If you're
for it.
bored, whatever,
Yeah.
start looking at Venus. You can start at Wikipedia. You can branch out from there. Look at the resources or the citations at the bottom where where Wikipedia got its stuff. Wikipedia's a pretty good resource. Some teachers don't like it, but it's a great place to start. But yeah, we're going to be at Venus. So the more you know about Venus, the better. Go ahead and get started.
Cool. All right. So we're excited. I hope you're still excited after reading this, watching this hour-long video with us.
I know. Sorry about that.
But if you can tell, I get long-winded and I like to talk. So
A little bit.
deal with it. That's what's going to be over semester, right? So hopefully you're excited, and we will see you in a week or two in person. Talk to you soon.